Greetings and salutations, my fellow gamers. My name is AFarCryAway, today to give you guys a first impressions of the latest Killing Floor 2 update and how it is. So, this update introduced a lot to the game in the form of a new multiplayer game mode where the players can control the Zeds, as well as 2 new weapons, a new map, as well as a few, tweaks here and there to several things in the game, such as the physics, like when you shoot Zeds, they actually fly backwards with some ragdoll force. The Zeds can push you now a little bit when they run into you, so do not get trapped in those corners because it will be your end. They've also introduced things like a new 9mm pistol sound that I personally like a lot more than the last one. And they've also tuned the flashlight brightness so it's actually less bright. So now it's even more spooky and dark. So I don't know how I feel about that yet, but it's alright. It gets the job done still. So I just literally got done playing both the Zed side and the human side in the Zed survival mode. And I have to say, playing the humans is a blast. It's actually some of the most exhilarating Killing Floor you'll probably ever play. It's like you know how to play the game, but everything you know has been twisted, upside down, because now you have actual intelligent Zeds hunting you down, as in human beings. So you really got to watch your six, really cover your teammates, always literally be like checking behind you, making sure nothing's following you or peeking around the corner. It's pretty damn intense. You have to stick together with your team. It's very high stakes, very, 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 like, you need to know what you're doing before you go into this. However, the Zed side was fun, but it left me really wanting more. It left me feeling like maybe they were almost a little underpowered at times, especially when you have someone like a level 25 medic or 2 on the other team just constantly rebuffing their teammates with a little bit of armor and health. Especially too when they're using like the Firebug's microwave gun and the Berserkers using like, a pulverizer. It just makes your life as a Zed very not fun. But the things that the Zeds can do are very great, and I do see how this is going to be a good time for the developers to get some feedback on the game mode, and they can start tweaking it and balancing it properly, so that way one day this will be a perfect game mode. However, I do say you should play it now while it's in its early stages, as it's really fun and fresh and new, and there's no like strategies yet, so everyone's just kind of running around trying to figure out how the game mode works. For the most part, the strategy has been on the human side to stick together, have a medic, have a berserker, and just basically stick together until you get to the Patriarch fight, in which you try to find someplace that's indoors where the rockets won't be as much of a threat, and then just kind of kite around in an area with some indoor parts. So it's not really specific, I guess what you would call, there's no like meta game in it yet, but there will be one that is going to form very soon, I can tell. As maybe the balance is perfectly good as it is. Maybe the Zeds aren't underpowered, and it's just nobody knows how to use them properly yet. I've noticed a few times when the Zeds could really get in there and mess some people's day up. The thing is, though, is if you're going to play on the Zed team, make sure you're playing with a team. You need to have really good coordination to play the Zed team and actually succeed. Now, the Zed team does need a little bit of an incentive. I've noticed that they have to wait a lot longer to get things done, and generally speaking, there's a lot more reward to playing the human side than to playing the Zed side, especially since you're actually ranking up your perks. So Tripwire really needs to figure out some incentives for playing the Zed side, and I'm not just talking like achievements. We need some sort of like customizable Zeds, like some skins or something for them that aren't microtransactions that you actually earn in the game through multiplayer like achievements. Maybe do some like leaderboards, do something to keep people like wanting to play the Zed side, because right now it's just going to be a lot of people switching over to the human team, I bet. If they can, and I'm worried about that happening in the future. It's going to really shorten the lifespan of this game mode, and it's not a bad game mode. It's really fun, and I think it does add something new to the game that you weren't expecting when you first purchased it. Now, regardless of how you feel about that situation, it's still worth checking out and playing, because it is relatively, interesting. At least, if you don't think it's fun, it's still kind of an interesting, cool thing to keep your eye on as it develops further. Now, as for the Winchester 1894, oh god, if I butchered that, I'm going to be killed in the comments. Well, the Winchester is back, and it's pretty fun. I wouldn't say it's as good as the Killing Floor 1 Winchester was, but maybe that's just because there's a little bit more, like, kick to it, and it's a little bit more aggressive than the Killing Floor 1 Winchester. You really gotta, like, figure out how to aim that beast. It shoots wherever it feels like a lot of the time. Now, there's also the crossbow that is, I think right now it's on the sharpshooter perk. Maybe it's on all the perks. But the crossbow is fantastic. It's really good. It goes through multiple Zeds with piercing damage. It can one-shot, I believe, or maybe two-shot sirens. It can, I think it, yeah, one-shots like Gorefast as well. It's pretty damn good, and it only takes a couple of rounds with it to take out a Flesh Pound. It's really nice if you enjoy saving ammo, because you can actually go and run and pick up your bolts and then reuse them sometimes. I'm not sure if it's 100% of the time, because sometimes I couldn't find them, but maybe that's just because I shot them somewhere that I just literally couldn't see them. But there is a little icon that will hover above the actual arrows for you to pick up. So yeah, that's actually that's pretty much all there is on the update. I mean, there's the prison map, and the prison map is really good. It looks good. It plays pretty well. I can see it being a very fan favorite map already. I'm sure some hardcore Hell on Earth players might disagree because of the tight corridors and the Zed teleportation and such. But for me, I really enjoyed my time with it. It's going to be interesting to learn how to path the Zeds and kite them in that map, though. It's a little claustrophobic at some choke points, but there are a lot of open points on the map that are good for holdouts, as if you've got like a cooperative team, it's really good to go out to the, I believe it's just like the courtyard part of the prison. That's a really good place to hold off. And yeah, so that's pretty much all there is to it on the update, all the big important stuff that is. Go out there, play some Zeds and humans, and let me know what you guys think in the comments below. If you like this, feel free to like the video and subscribe for even more Killing Floor 2 updates, news, and information. Till next time, everybody, see you on the Killing Floor. Peace out.
Approach and let us begin! Approach me and let us begin!
Going down.